Listen, so their policy is you can't record in here.
You're NYPD now? You're NYPD now?
Always been. Listen,
no.
You have to leave because you're not allowed to record in here.
You want to read their policies?
Their policies that you cannot record in here.
The first line.
Their staff is asking us to remove you, and they... I don't remember you. I
remember you.
Oh, that's nice. I hope you like me. Time to go. All right?
Why would I need to leave? I have a right to be here, and I'm conducting business.
No, you're not conducting business. And the thing is that you have to go through...
Read the policy. Right there. I'm handing it to you.
He told me.
Who is he?
The security guard. The head security guard said that you need to leave, and they have a right to kick you out.
Photography and photocopying policy, right? I'm going to read it to you because if you violate my rights, you can't say that you didn't know.
That's our job.
It's no negotiation. It's no.
So you could just ask anybody to leave a public building just because.
Yes.
They want you to.
They said they've gotten complaints from every staff member on every single floor that you're recording them and you're being a nuisance, and you're not allowed to do that inside the library.
How am I being a nuisance?
You have to leave.
How am I being a nuisance?
You are recording them, and you are not allowed to do that inside.
So photography is a nuisance?
Sir,
can I speak to your supervisor, please?
They can't record in here, right? You're willing to? Nope. All right.
Read this. Handheld cameras are permitted.
Listen.
First line. Handheld cameras are permitted. This is their rules.
You have to.
Why?
Why? Because you are not allowed.
What crime am I committing?
You're not part of any media. You did not have prior permission to record in here. You now have to leave.
I do have permission.
Step out civilly.
I want to speak to your supervisor.
No problem. He's going to tell you the same thing.
No, he's not.
Tell you.
He's going to honor his oath to the Constitution.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're diving into a tense confrontation inside a public library, where a simple camera quickly turns into a heated constitutional debate. Within seconds, an officer orders a man to stop recording and leave the building, but instead of backing down, he calmly pulls out the library's own written policy, pointing out that handheld cameras are allowed. As both sides disagree over policy versus constitutional rights, the stage is set for a confrontation that's only going to escalate.
Let's make it bad.
I don't want to deal with you because I already got you on camera.
Go ahead.
Cursing me out, so I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. I'd rather deal with somebody that I never had contact with. Because right now it's all. You didn't do no investigation. You just went off of his word, right?
Wants you to respond.
Why are you asking me to leave a public place I have a right to be?
They want you to leave, so you gotta leave.
Okay, what if they wanted me to smack myself? I gotta smack myself?
No, that's different.
Right. I have a right to be here just like everybody else. I'm not being disorderly. I'm walking around peacefully recording. The public workers. Can I record you? Can I record you? So why can't I record the city workers?
They're not city workers.
They work. New York is funded.
They're security guards.
The public library is funded by tax dollars.
You can record me all you want.
I can record government workers in the course of their duty. Read case law. You need to read case law because you enforce the law.
My job right now
is to
exit you out of this building.
Why? What crime did I commit?
They don't want you in here.
Why would they ask me to leave?
You're being disorderly. You're being a nuisance, and now you have other people watching.
How am I being a nuisance? How?
You were
by simply recording.
They asked you to stop recording.
They never asked me to leave. They never asked me to leave.
Because I can ask him and he can say the opposite.
I have on camera. Have you guys ever asked me to leave since I've been here? Have you asked me to leave? Have you asked me to leave since I've been here? Nope. First thing they said when I came in the building was you can record.
Listen, you can hang out here, wait.
I'm going to wait for your supervisor.
My lieutenant's going to be here.
Why not honor your oath? Why not protect my rights?
I'm honoring my oath.
I'm in a public building.
These nice men called me here, and they called us to escort you out of this building, and that's as far as I'm concerned with
Why would you escort me out the building?
We don't continue any more conversations.
You escort me out if I'm being disorderly, if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I'm impeding business.
They said you were not allowed to record.
Can I finish my sentence? Because you work for me. You work for me.
I also work for them.
Work for me.
So you understand that, right?
And they're not exercising their rights. I am.
Yeah. No,
peacefully.
They are peacefully asking us to escort you out.
For what crime?
You're not allowed to record in here.
He just said I was. And it says right here on their policies. Read their policies.
He actually just said you weren't allowed to record in here.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen, he's the head security guard as far as I'm concerned.
Read the policy.
And we were asked to escort you out.
Read their policy.
I don't need to read their policy.
So I'm not violating their policy, so why would you ask me to leave?
I abide by what the security
and I'm not breaking the law.
Listen, this is a civil matter, and
I don't want to talk to you no more because this is retaliation. You're trying to retaliate against me because I recorded you before. So
I don't remember you ever recording.
I remember you. I remember you.
The disagreement now becomes much more intense as the auditor begins questioning every order given by the officers. Instead of accepting vague accusations of being a nuisance, he repeatedly asks what actual law he has broken. He also challenges the officer's decision to rely solely on what security told them without conducting any investigation themselves. When staff members confirm they never personally asked him to leave, the entire encounter becomes even more controversial raising serious questions about whether the officers are enforcing policy or simply reacting to complaints.
Yeah, Midtown South, right?
It's on my press bar.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I already know.
It's right here.
If I was somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I was cursing people out, if I was being disorderly,
Listen, I'm just here to escort
every
you
time
out
I
of
talk,
the
you cut me off.
Listen, like you said, you
Me
don't wanna
simply
speak, then don't
recording,
speak.
me recording is not a disorder. Is not a disturbance.
You're being a disturbance to these people. They
How?
asked you to leave. I don't know.
Because they don't like what I'm doing. What if they didn't like my shirt?
really-
What if they didn't like my religion? You're gonna escort me out of a public building?
This is
Because
just about
this
you
is a
recording
right.
inside
It's
the
called,
library.
it's called freedom of religion. So if I was praying
The staff
here,
has asked you to leave.
Ma'am,
I don't know what more you want me to say.
if I
or
was
do.
praying in this library and they didn't like that I was my religion, they wanted me out because I was praying. You want to enforce their feelings, or do I have freedom of religion?
Are you praying right now?
I wanted to.
So
I came to this library for
go
multiple
ahead and
reasons.
pray.
You want to ask me to leave while I'm praying because they don't like my religion?
What is going on right here? We didn't find you praying.
I'm going to. I came here to conduct business.
The only way
I came here to utilize the library for its purposes.
The only way I'm leaving here right now is if my lieutenant tells me you can stay.
Why wouldn't I be able to stay? I'm not being disorderly. All I'm doing is walking around quietly recording the New York City public workers, which I have a right to do. I can record the government while you're at work.
You'll see what my lieutenant says, okay? How about that? Deal? And then
Sure, that's why I asked for him.
And if you're good to stay, then I'll leave.
The
No problem.
Constitution and the law says I'm okay.
Constitution has
What
nothing
you
to do
swore an
with
oath
this
to do.
library. No.
What does the Constitution have to do with?
Business.
Does the Constitution have to do with your job?
Oh. This is.
Does the
this is
Constitution have to do with your
This
job?
has nothing to do with the Constitution. This
It does for
just
me.
us asking
It does
you to
for
leave
me.
Because they said you're being disorderly, and they're not comfortable with you recording
Do you
inside
wanna-
here, and they said that you're not allowed to record inside here. We don't
Read
have
their
to.
policies. Read it. Read the first line. Read the first bulletin.
They just gave this to me. That last bullet point says
Let me
no
see.
photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken.
That's what
Okay,
they're
they work for the
about.
government. There's case law that I can
doesn't
record
matter.
It
them.
That's
doesn't
part of their
matter.
policy,
That's what we're
and they
here
don't
to
wanna be
explain to you.
recorded.
They said that the staff members don't want you recording.
Okay, I'm still not committing a crime. I have a right to be in a public
And they
building.
have the right to escort you out.
Why would they do that if I'm conducting business?
But you're not anymore. They're asking you to
I
stop.
am though, because I still have to
If you
file
wanna stay in
complaints.
this- if you want to stay in
I
this
still have to
library,
file
that's fine, but
complaints.
You have to stop though.
I still have to
not-
file complaints, and I still have to do a FOIA request.
You want?
And I still want to pray before I leave.
How do you file a complaint?
On the first floor.
First,
Circulation desk, they'll hand them a piece of paper and
do you want to go to the first floor?
I was going there before you guys came. Escort me out.
They're just
This
trying
is a
to
public
enforce our
building.
Policy.
Yes.
This is
You cannot put
literally
policy
we're
over
showing
law.
it to you.
You cannot put policy over law. What if the policy said no black people? You want to enforce that?
That's
You
not
can't
their
put policy over law.
That's not going to
The,
happen.
gov-
and
the
that's
government
not their
can't
policy.
make the government
Listen,
can't
you
make
wanna
policies
go-
that
you
violate the
wanna
law
you wanna
or
go
the
make a complaint
Constitution.
right now? 'Cause we'll walk
Yeah.
down.
As the conversation continues, the auditor expands his argument beyond photography, explaining that constitutional rights cannot simply disappear because someone dislikes lawful behavior. He compares the situation to freedom of religion, public access, and equal treatment, emphasizing that government policies cannot override constitutional protections. He also explains that he still has official business to conduct inside the building, including filing complaints and requesting public records, making it clear that he believes his presence remains completely lawful.
I'm going there. You put policy over law? Since when? Fuck out of here. I recorded libraries in every 5 boroughs, all 5 boroughs. And it's not a problem because it's not against the law. You swore to protect my rights. You're supposed to come here and enforce the law, not their policy.
This floor? One more floor? Okay.
Am I being detained?
You're not in cuffs. No, you're not.
So I'm
You're
free.
being escorted down to the
So I'm
front
free.
floor. No, you
Am I
have
being
to leave.
detained?
You have to leave.
Am I
Being
detained for a
means-
crime?
Being detained means you're being stopped and you're under investigation.
Am I being detained for a
You have to
crime?
leave. I just explained to you, not being detained. You do have
All right,
to
then,
leave.
so that means I'm
Are you
free,
listening
right?
to
Anything she's,
You're not listening
I
to
feel like
what
she's
I'm saying.
explaining things
Am I
clear to you,
detained
and you're
for a
like
crime?
doing the runaround.
Come on.
Am I detained for a crime?
We're gonna go downstairs and you can make a complaint.
You can go
to the
wherever you
driver.
want. I'm free. I'm not detained.
We are going downstairs and you can either leave or you can go make a complaint. They don't want you in here. They have a right to not have you in here. If you want to take that up civilly, Go. Their policy says right here, no.
I don't care about their policy, bro. I don't care about their policy, bro.
May be taken.
I'm not breaking the law.
That's exactly what you're doing in here.
I'm not breaking the law.
You out because you
No, they
are
don't.
exactly violating.
No, they don't.
You're violating the
No, they
staff
don't.
members.
I have a constitutional right to record in public. It's called the First Amendment. It's called the First Amendment. You know what the Constitution is? The highest law of the land. You can't put a fucking library's policy over the Constitution. Are you crazy? You swore over to the Constitution. You didn't swear over to the library's policy. And if they deny me public services, I'm gonna sue them. If you violate my rights, I'm gonna sue you. You ain't swear over to the library's policy.
At this stage, the encounter reaches another level as the auditor repeatedly asks one critical question. Am I being detained? Once the officers acknowledge that he is free to leave, he immediately uses that admission to reinforce his position that no crime has occurred. He continues arguing that the First Amendment protects his right to record in public spaces and warns everyone involved that if his constitutional rights are violated, legal action may follow. The pressure on the responding officers continues to build.
See, you forgot what your oath is to? The Constitution. Smug ass. Took an oath for what? Where's your lieutenant at so I can speak to him?
He's on his way. He's on another job.
He probably has more pressing matters than somebody exercising their rights in a public building. Listen, what? Are you gonna honor your oath?
It is what it is. I'm
So what
honoring
is
my
it?
oath. They
No,
asked
it's
me
not.
to escort you out.
Let me
Right
ask you a
here,
question.
You violated their policy.
Let me
Yes
ask you
or
a
no?
question. Can you put that
Yes
policy
or
over the
no?
law?
Did you not violate their policy that's right here?
What's higher, that policy or their law?
This is their right. This is their building. This is their
This is our
establishment.
building. It's the people's
This is
building.
their establishment,
It's a
and they
people's
have a right
building.
to escort
It's
you
a
out.
public
Now,
building.
I'm here to do this civilly.
I pay
and I don't wanna
taxes to
force
be
you
in this
out of here,
building.
okay? My lieutenant's pulling up. I'm at traffic with the lights on.
You put policy over law?
I'm putting them right now.
Of course you do.
This is my job.
Of course you do.
This is
Of
what I'm
course
here for.
your job is to
Do you
enforce the
wanna
law.
Do you want to make a complaint?
Your job is to enforce the law. Is there a law being broken right
Do you
now?
want to come?
What law am I breaking?
Do you want to make a complaint?
Yeah,
Walk away
don't.
from my
Yeah, avoid that
lieutenant?
question.
Come on.
Avoid that question. What law am I
I've
breaking?
already answered you multiple times.
What
You're
law am I
being
breaking?
disorderly. You're not
How?
under arrest.
How
You
am
are not
how am I
under
being
arrest.
disorderly, ma'am?
Because you're
I'm
violating
recording?
their policy.
Photography
right here,
isn't a
right
crime
here.
in
Look,
public.
No photographs of the staff, other
Photography
researchers,
isn't
or
a
certain
crime
reading
in
rooms
public,
may be taken.
and you can't
You
turn
wanna
photography
every
into.
Why'd you show us that piece
You
of
can't
paper?
turn
Now that
photography
now that
into
we
a
pointed
crime.
that out, now it doesn't
You
matter.
can't
Now
to
the
show
piece
you
of paper
how
means nothing.
because I record in libraries all over the city.
You're contradicting
Because I have the right
yourself.
to.
You're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm following the law.
Yes, you are.
The law that you swore to protect. You enforce the law. You
That's
enforce
what we're
policies.
doing.
So
That's
what
we're
law
doing.
am I
We're doing our
breaking?
job.
What law
You're
am I
being
breaking?
disorderly.
How? By recording?
Now the debate reaches its most challenging point before a supervisor arrives. The auditor repeatedly asks the officers to identify the specific law he is violating, but each response continues to focus on library policy instead of any criminal statute. As the questions become more direct, the officers struggle to provide a clear legal justification for removing him. Just when the discussion seems to reach a standstill, the arrival of the lieutenant signals that the situation is about to take another important turn.
Lieutenant is right here.
Okay. Is he going to help me file my complaint?
He keeps saying he's violating his rights, that we're violating his rights because he's clearly breaking their policy that says no photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken. And he's saying we're violating his constitutional right that he's allowed to record in here, and their policy doesn't matter. And he requested you because
you
we're
doing?
violating his rights.
All right.
Well, this is what I said. I said you can't put their library policy over the law. I'm not breaking the law, which means I have a right to be here. It's a public building.
Okay.
My taxes. Why? Because I'm exercising my rights in public. I'm conducting business in this building, and once I finish my business, I was going to leave.
I know they don't want you here anymore.
I have to file a complaint. I have the right to redress my government.
I know, but you have to do that. You could probably file a complaint outside, but you have to leave. They don't want you here.
Am I breaking the law?
Well,
Nobody asked me to leave. You guys are the first person that came up to me.
you have to leave.
So if I don't leave, I'm going to get arrested?
Well, yeah.
I need to hear you say that. If I don't leave this building, what's going to happen?
They're going to prosecute you.
You're going to arrest me?
No, the New York City Public Library is going to prosecute you.
Okay, so I have a reasonable amount of time to leave, don't I?
We're actually now. Can you please leave?
Okay, I can't leave through that way. I got to leave through this way.
Which way? That way?
And I still need the information that I came here to get.
I'll give you
Are you going to help me with that?
Yep. Whatever you need outside.
All right. I need all your cards.
Yeah, cool.
And all of your names. So you're saying that you could just trespass people from public for no crime?
They don't want
No
you at
crime.
the location.
No crime. It doesn't matter what they want. I'm
They
not
don't
breaking
want
the
you.
law.
You have to leave, sir.
You gonna help me get my
I'll help you outside,
information?
absolutely.
So you're just gonna violate my rights over a policy, right?
The lieutenant listens to both sides before making it clear that the library wants the auditor removed from the building. Although no specific crime is identified, the auditor is informed that refusing to leave could result in trespass proceedings initiated by the library, choosing not to escalate the situation further. He agrees to leave while requesting the officers' names and information, maintaining that his constitutional rights were violated in favor of an internal policy. Whether you agree with the officers or the auditor, this encounter highlights the ongoing debate between public policy and constitutional protections. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future encounters. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.